So what's up? It's always me, Johnny, and today we are gonna talk again about this S21 Ultra, and in particular we are gonna talk about some things that I don't like really much on this phone and some others that maybe I like because now I'm using this phone for about like some weeks now, and so I can tell you what I love and what I don't love about this phone. And actually I can tell you right on some things that I like it very much, that it has only probably this phone right here and none of the other phones available on the market right now. One thing that it comes very handy and very useful in any situation on this phone, and this is what this phone is made for, and it's actually cameras. So cameras here are a big thing, and actually if you think that on this phone you can use like all these cameras, because I found very useful some of the zoom cameras, because I like to change angle of my photos, of my videos. I like to change angles very often, and with this phone I can do it as I want, and I have so much possibilities when I shoot a photo or a video, as I said, and this is great. I think that flexibility on a phone, it has to be a must, and actually you don't get these features on any phone. I think you can actually get all these features on the older model, of course, on the Note Ultra, of course, and actually I think it's only the Huawei Mate 40 Pro, I guess, but this was like my most liked feature on this phone. Actually, it has some other feature that I like the screen. I mean, it's great. The colors are great. The refresh rate, it's also great. And the dual speakers are very loud. The build quality, of course, it's a very sturdy and very well built phone, of course, because it's all made of glass. Of course, we have like wireless charging that is very useful. Also, we have reverse wireless charging, and of course the performance, because it has the last chipset from Exynos, because I have the European model, so we have here the Exynos chipset. The performance are good, but they are not great, and this will be one of the things that I don't like on this phone. And so let's talk about the things. So the 5 things that I don't like about this phone. Pause the video, because if you haven't seen the review of this phone, and if you haven't seen the camera review of this phone, click on the link right here, because I will leave the link here of the last video that I made on this phone. It's kind of interesting. You can check on that and let me know down in the comment what you think. So let's proceed forward. And actually the first thing that I don't like about this phone, it's the size and its weight, because it's a very big phone. I mean, in the past time I had always big phone, and I mean they are getting bigger and bigger, but this one, it's in specific one of the bigger that I had for now, and it's actually a bad thing here because it weighs a lot because of the build quality and also the camera module and the big battery, but it's not so much comfortable to hold in your hand. I mean, it's very slippery, and also it doesn't have that that firm grip that you may have on others' phone, because it's very thick. It's not too thin of a phone, and so you can find this thing very annoying. And if you have, of course, small hands, this is not the phone for you, because you have to use this phone with maybe 3 hands. And my hands are not that big, but not that small, and as you can see, it's like the size of this phone. They're like a little bit bigger. Then talking about its thickness, and so why it is this thick, it's because of the battery, as I said before, because it has a 5000 milliampere battery, and it's very, very big for a phone. It actually have one of the biggest battery available for a top phone right now, but this should be a very good thing, but it isn't. It actually has this big battery, but the phone, it doesn't last very long. With a normal usage under 4G, or maybe if you have in your city 5G, it's not making 24 hour. I mean, you can do a working day with this phone, if you use some camera stuff, maybe if you use some GPS, and maybe if you game a bit on this, it won't last until 9 p.m. because I don't know why, but it's discharging very, very fast. I think it's because of the chipset, of the Exynos chipset. And actually, one more bad thing that is included in battery life, because this was the second thing that I don't like about this phone, and it's actually the charging time, because this phone charges very, very slowly. Here in Italy, it comes with a charger and is a 25-watt charger, so it's very, very slow. It says there is super fast charging, but I think it's not, because it's taking like 2 hours from 0 to 100 to charge this phone. And I think that is too much to charge a phone in 2021, because I had a Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro before this, and it has like a 33-watt charger, but it charged the phone in like 40 minutes or maybe 50 from 0 to 100, and it was very fast, and it comes handy in many situations. And so this is one thing that I complain about this phone. One more thing that you can complain about this phone before you buy is actually the missing support for SD cards. And if you are one of those users that still use an expansion of your memory, of course there is a minus for this phone, because it doesn't have any expansion or stuff like that. So if that is a deal breaker for you, so this is not the phone for you actually. So the fourth thing that I don't like about this phone is actually the performance of the chipset, not the actual performance of the phone, because the phone is very fluid. I mean, it doesn't have any bugs or any lags or stuff like that. But if you compare it to the other version that has the Snapdragon 888, this thing is just another phone. Just compare it for the performance and the camera quality of this phone. They are like very different. And in fact, Samsung just launched another update some days ago for the camera on this phone, because it has very low light performance on the camera, on the video, and on the photos. It's still taking picture like with a lower quality and videos with a lower quality if you compare it to the Snapdragon 888, but they are working on it. But I don't like this thing, because if I get the same phone in a different place, in different places, I want the same performance between the two, because it's not a cheap phone. Because this is the fifth thing that I don't like about this phone, and it's actually of course the price, because with the price of this phone you can buy like a very good laptop, or maybe something to work, maybe a good camera, maybe some other stuff that it maybe becomes more useful than just a phone. I mean, it has some very good features, like of course the camera, but I think for that price it's not too convenient. I mean, you decide that, but of course if you watch on the market, I think you can probably find another phone, or maybe a substitute to that, to just pay less to get something more, because I don't think that this phone is on the market with the right price tag. And so for now, I think this is it. And so these were my 5 things that I don't like about this phone. So watch these things before you buy this phone. And if you have something more to say about this phone, or maybe something that you like, or maybe that you don't like about this, just type it down in the comments so we can chat about it. And of course, leave a like if you like this video. And if you found that this video was useful somehow, just consider subscribing right now if you haven't already, because it will help this channel very much. And of course, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.